It's the Craig David versus Bare Naked Ladies conversation.
Well, a beef as old as time.
Exactly.
Once again, Craig David and Bare Naked Ladies go at it.
What sounds like the longest song?
Get in touch, listener. What sounds like more like 7 days or 1 week? Anyway, we can't do this now. We've got other things to plug. Get to the Patreon. I mean, the thing is, if you want these kind of conversations with us, you know, what sounds like better value, this is the kind of stuff we discuss with our listeners over at the Patreon.
Tom. That's
No, that's not a great point, is it? That's not a great point. Okay. Well, anyway, over at the Patreon, there's a real community of listeners, and we reply to emails, and it's all fun and games. So
we reply to emails. Again, you've got no idea what's on the Patreon. We reply to emails like me. Yeah, it's basically like an admin job. And also, it's replying to emails every now and then.
To cover ourselves, we reply to some emails.
Also, we don't reply to emails. No, we read the emails and have a chat about them. We don't.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. We do not reply to emails. Okay, we covered. Okay, perfect. Anyway, one week anyway. Bloody hell.
We're going to have a slew of new listeners.
Okay, so get yourself over to patreon.com/PappySplatShare and sign up today. Good gracious me. We're also going to be at the Latitude Festival. Yeah, obviously you may have seen that we were almost not at the Latitude Festival. They changed their sponsorship deal with Barclays, and we're back there now. So Latitude, we're going to be there doing a Flash and a Slam Down. We're also, this has just been announced this week, we're back at the Cheerful Earful Podcast Festival, our favourite podcast festival in the world. We're doing
their sponsors, so back with them.
Absolutely, we've got to check those sponsors actually. I believe they're sponsored by Podbible, and we've got a lot of them. So yeah, we're doing Pappy's Black Share Slam Down live on October 20th at 8:15 p.m. at the Bedford Pub in Balham. So if you're in London, if you're in the southeast, come along. We would love to see you there. Get along to the pub, and if you want to get the tickets, it's Cheerful Earful. It's just cheerfulearful.co.uk. That's right, cheerfulearful.co.uk.
And we say it every year, it's a great pub.
It's a great pub. And all of your favourite podcasters.
And if you don't live in London or the Southeast, it's worth coming down for the weekend because they stick on everybody's favourite podcasts over an entire weekend. You can really just absolutely binge out on the good stuff.
So many great podcasts. And we want to be binging out on that good stuff, guys.
We really do want to binge out on the good stuff. That's the weekend.
Please binge out on the good stuff, yeah. Trusty Hogs are back there again. Family Jewels, Lex Education. There's loads of fantastic podcasts are going to be there. Loads of friends of our pod as well. The new 2000s football podcast, Let's Be Having You. That's going to be there. So yeah, loads of big pods will be there. Get yourself along there to cheerfulearful.co.uk. Grab some tickets today.
And binge out on the good stuff. Everybody knows that when a house meeting is good, everybody sits up and listens. So, let's get into it now.
I've had a thought. I want to chat.
Okay, let's sit down.
House meeting. What temperature should we set? House meeting. Why aren't they? Am I awful? House meeting.
My bed while I was sleeping.
House meeting.
What's the point? Does life have a good house meeting? I got a haircut the other day.
Oh yeah, and it looks lovely.
Thank you. And I also... Sorry, we didn't notice. I also got my beard trimmed at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I've never had that done before. Have you had that done before?
I have, and I'll tell you what happens. Is that my beard is hanging on for dear life. That's my beard. It can't be the same length all over. Otherwise, it's incredibly good. So what I do is, and it's a system that seems insane. It's a system that's been out of the prison, the world of the prisoner. But I hacken it with a big razor, just little bits here and there, so it all gives the appearance of being the same length. Right. But it really isn't. Some bits are very long. I've effectively got like bits of my beard that are a comb over.
Like a big safety razor. Just like a little tiny little blue plastic, like a biro.
Yeah, I just colour the bits. I just get a black wire and I colour the bits in. That's how I do it.
And then use it to shave.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. But so it happened to me once, and basically it kind of shaved it.
This is Maud Eccles calling from Canine Renditions, the very best bounty hunting business out of Sandy Shores. Hi, I got a proposition for you, and I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm looking to hand over the reins, if you catch my drift, and pass the baton to a hungry bounty hunter looking to spread their wings. That's where you come in. I'm gonna need somebody to open another office for me. This is a ripe opportunity for a young, cash-rich bounty hunter like yourself to run their very own bail enforcement agency. Now, I'll supply some of the staff and expertise. You just pick your favorite property off Maze Bank and pull the trigger.
Okay. All right.
But you've grown the plaque in such a way that it's formed little teeth in between your teeth, like they do in prison. Exactly. But yeah, no, I think because the touching of the face, I think weirdly, I think it's more intimate for someone to touch put their fingers on your cheek than their fingers in your mouth.
Yeah.
So I think it's because there's something of the pampering about having your hair done.
Yeah.
Whereas there is something of the, if I don't have this wisdom tooth taken out, I'm going to be in agony for months.
Yes, the beard, it feels romantic almost.
It does feel
He was whispering sweet nothings. One thing I noticed, Stuart, is that
you got an erection. That's what you're saying. You both have an erection. Because I would say it's more intimate to put your erection in someone's mouth than it is to put your fingers in someone's mouth. This is just, I know I'm old fashioned.
No, that's my mum's. He, like, I think I've got quite a wet mouth. You've got a wet mouth? I think I've got a very wet mouth.
You were very hydrated. So what you're saying is like, he's got to sort of constantly grab that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
He was having to grab the towel that would normally be like kept over your shoulders to sort of dry his hands when you're slobbering God. Is that what you're saying?
You drew it. Well, I was close to it. A couple of times he kind of squelched. He's kind of getting in around, he's like kind of like poking, not poking, he's getting the razors and the shape. Was he reenacting the Pappy's photo that we had years ago? Where it's the next just gives you well. There it was. By the way, and can I just say very quickly, that picture, I think we talked about this before, but my friend saw it for sale in a charity shop frame.
Yeah, for a fiver.
For a fiver. So I asked her to buy it, and she finally had a chance to come to Exeter the other day, and so she's brought it to our house. It's quite large, and so
Are you talking A3?
I'll tell you what, I'll go and fetch it for you in a bit. It's
Okay.
It's a decent size frame, and so I've got it in our kitchen. But I've told Jane obviously it's not there; it's only there temporarily. But I thought Gloria might enjoy it because she talks a lot about you two. You're kind of quite.
We're mythical figures.
You're pertinent figures in her imagination, so she'll quite often tie a piece of string. Like recently, she tied a piece of string around her waist and then came into the front room and said, "Oh, would you like my new belt? Matthew and Ben bought it for me."
Hey, good pick, boss. Now, I picked this car because I happen to know our asshole uncle is shipping it to Los Santos right now. Yeah, he's got another ship coming in. Does it all the time. We'll hit it the same way as last time. And check this out. This car used to be owned by Mark Fostenberg, the actor. You know, before he got killed by that psycho at the golf course.
Why?
Yusuf's gonna love it. Completely unique.
I said, "Oh, because Because we thought it looked like the cardigan. We thought it looked funny. It does not look funny, Daddy.
Well, okay. Things have changed, Gloria. That's the problem.
Yeah. Where were you 15 years ago? You could have done videos out PR. Yeah. But anyway, sorry. Got a memory. Can't squeeze each other's faces anymore. Bloody wait, Bob. Unless you're working in a hairdresser in the southeast London, like say yes. And he smokes my mouth.
So he puts his hands on either side of your mouth to kind of get a bit more purchase on your mouth.
It was actually kind of the shaver going in.
The razor.
Yes. He was shaving the gob. Yeah, that's it, mate. He used about 5 different implements.
Were you being tortured?
Yeah, kind of romantic. It was a great service. They come around your house, they put a bag over your head, they transport you to the barbers in the back of a car, and you give them all your bank details at the end. It's a really good service. I did feel a little bit like that.
Let me tell you now, I would give them my bank details prior to the bag on. I think I would be terrible as a torture meat. I don't think I've got it. I don't think I've got it in me. You know, I mean, you've seen how much I complain if you have to carry a heavy bag of box. You know, like I don't think the second they even suggested waterboarding.
Why do people use your mouth in that photo? Just stop fucking complaining. Look at your cars, So yeah, I was kind of thinking about this the other day because I recently read an article about how this is how you can tell you no longer live in London because it takes you 4 hours to get to work and you never see your friends. How you can tell you don't live in London? I read an article in probably The Guardian about how regularly people were getting their phones nicked in London. And then I was back in London for 2 nights, and as I was walking around, in my head was just going, "Oh, you didn't get your phone nicked."
Hey, buddy. We're still
You're an out-of-towner now. Exactly. Fears the big smoke. You fear the capital.
So I was walking down the road like I did 15, 20 years of my life, and in my head I was going, "What's the nicky phone?" And I was just playing out the scenario of if someone.
Here I am. It's a deacon card. I opened up, wanted to down one of those streets that said no-go area.
Yeah. Whereas me and Matthew are cruising around on our e-banks, stacking phones. Yeah.
We were waiting for you to come around the corner, Barry. I was going to whip away your Nokia 3310, mate. I assume you've got a Nokia 3310 because you haven't caught up with the London ways. Yeah. Slightly more modernised phone.
My phone got nicked as I was Googling is Denmark still a no-go zone.
According to Transport for London, it is. Anyway, guys.
What a memory! And I was wondering what, because like in your head you kind of think, yeah, I'd give a bit of pushback, or I'd do this or I'd do that if someone stops and asks for my phone, but in reality I'd give them my phone immediately and then really.
Because what's the ultimate point of if something, if you were to, I think a lot of these people are generally good blokes who nick phones. They're generally, all they want to do is nick phones. They just love it. It's just their thing.
Well, they're gentlemen thieves, aren't they?
They're gentlemen thieves, exactly. You've watched the Guy Ritchie thing on Netflix. You know all about it. That's all a bunch of guys on hoverboards sneaking phones. But once in a while, you get a bad apple who will not just nick your phone, but also steal your entire life away from you.
Well, this is what the article said.
Don't be a have-a-go hero. Because, you'd think, how much do I need that phone, really?
The answer to that is a lot. That's the problem. Yeah. I might stretch to anything else. Please. Anything else, I'd be like, have it. But my phone, I'd be like, oh, that's really debilitating, actually. Don't want any shoes.
Good to
Do you
see
think
you
do you think the
here.
argument of that's really debilitating? I know, because I know you've been practicing your what do I do if I get mugged? You're running through your toughest phrases in your head.
That's my have-a-go hero situation.
I'm so sorry, but that is debilitating. If you were to
Like me when I'm hungry. I hate it when I'm upset. You would hate me if I was debilitated. You do not want to see me when I'm debilitated. Because I will need help from you to get home.
I think Clarky could probably just put them off with his disgusting slobbery gob.
Yeah,
If you just start
oh my God. Put your pop your phone in your mouth and say, get it.
come and get it if you want, mate.
It's all yours. Come and get it. Bobbing for apples. It's like a washing machine in there. What would you do? You'd hand your phone over too sweet.
Yeah, my one experience of getting mugged, they took it out of my hand anyway. I was standing in the street, and they just whipped out my hand and started walking down the street. And I did chase them down the street and say, hey, come on, guys, come on, right? Give it back. Come on, we've had a nice little chuckle here. You've got the better of me. Give it back. And they threatened violence, and I realised, it's not worth it. It was this was years and years ago. It was a Samsung. Wow. It was absolutely years ago. And I think I do genuinely remember saying, you're going to really struggle to find a charger for that. Good luck. You've probably got another 3 hours of that phone before you're going around to people. And they've got a charger for a Samsung. What? A Samsung? And this was 2005 or 6. Samsungs were riding pretty high on the hole. I couldn't find a backup charger.
They were doing you a favour, I think.
If anything, they were doing me a favour. They were forcing me into the world.
They were a charity.
They
roam the streets to try and take people's Samsungs so they'd have a better life.
I hadn't thought of that, but they did pop it in a little plastic envelope with post. No, I remember that. And then I got 4 quid in the post.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, actually, I think about it, they actually did me a huge service.
They did me a solid. Absolutely.
They really did. Those lads in Soho late at night. Yeah, it was very good.